Hello everybody, it's your old pal Tuna here and welcome back to another video. Today, I want to share with you a little art project that I took on not so long ago. I know it might surprise you, but I do more than just paint pets and do digital sticker illustrations. I can't help but keep my little fingers moving and shaking all over the place. So today, I am going to share with you my first experience with repainting and creating a wig for a Monster High G3 Draculaura doll. If you don't know anything about Monster High, that's totally okay. This has nothing to do with Monster High itself. It is just an art project. But if you are a Monster High fan, hi, hello. This has been my preoccupation for the past couple of months. This footage is actually from a little while ago. I have done a lot more since then, so stay until the end for me to show off everything that I have done. And I'm very curious. Leave me a comment. Let me know which Monster High ghoul is your favorite, please. I think without a doubt mine is Draculaura. She's just so cute. It's like ridiculous, especially the G3 doll. Oh my gosh, but also have you guys seen Catty Noir? They don't have her out in Canada yet. And I just have like a bunch of like custom photos saved now so that when she finally is in my arms, I can make her the beautiful girl that she was meant to be. Anyway, without further ado, let's take you along for this ride. I can't wait to show you my process and experimentation in this new medium. Oh, by the way, this is not meant to be an instructional video because I, at this point, didn't really know what I was doing. I just hope that you enjoy the process with me. Alright, so I am going to talk you through what I'm up to here. This is the base doll that I'm working with. It is a Gorganizer Draculaura, if that means anything to you. And the first step is to cut all of her hair off. In the best case scenario, you would actually take the doll's head off and pull all the plugs out so that she actually has a completely smooth head, but I was kind of scared to do this for this first doll, so because I wasn't planning to root her or glue the hair directly to her head, I figured I could definitely make a wig cap over the leftover plugs itself. So the wig cap is made with a piece of pantyhose, or this is actually a human wig cap that I'm desecrating for this purpose, and applying a thick layer of glue. I'm using Fabri-Tac Glue to create the wig cap, and then you just let it dry. So for this step, I didn't actually have any hair fibers around, so my plan was to repurpose the hair that I had cut off of her head, and the best way to do that would be to create these wefts, which is just to add glue to the ends of the hair in chunks that I then let completely dry on this sheet of plastic, which I can peel right off and have a bunch of very easy to work with hair. It's a lot better than individually gluing the strands of hair down. Now, once the wig cap is completely dry, you can take it off of the doll's head and cut around the edge of the glue to basically finish making the wig cap. It's as simple as that. I did end up using regular white glue for these wig wefts, which was probably not the best call for like longevity, but I was really just experimenting at this point. And I should also mention that I do have experience doing this before. This is my first time doing all of this with a fashion doll, but back in the day, in my days of youth, back when the Canadian dollar was a lot stronger, I used to collect ball jointed dolls, which are super expensive, like luxury dolls from Asia. And I would do a pretty similar process to create wigs for those dolls, to paint their faces and to customize them. But back then, you know, I was younger. My skills were not as great. My resources and my means were also not as great. And so now it's really fun to return to doll making and doll customizing as an adult. And that's actually going to be like the theme of this video, aside from just telling you about what I'm doing for these dolls, is that a big part of this for me is reconnecting for the first time in a long time with a hobby. So you see, I am just somebody who works a lot, and because I work in a creative career, which I'm super grateful for every single day, it does blend the lines between doing stuff for pleasure and doing stuff for work, and kind of having the mindset of always being on the grind. And again, I do enjoy that, but I was losing touch with things that were just for me, especially things that were creative that were just for me. And when this doll basically fell into my lap and I started watching content from other doll like customizers here on YouTube, it really came to light how much I needed this. But anyway, let's get on to the face up now. I will list my materials down in the description box below, but this is, again, all stuff that I learned from fellow customizers here on YouTube. There are so many amazing people who are way more skilled than I am, and I will hopefully have the mind to link them down below. But yeah, you just take the face off and then you paint a new one straight onto there. You use a material called Mr. Super Clear. There are a few other options, but Mr. Super Clear is the preferred material to create a good base to work with, but you don't really need to, especially if you're only using paint. But anyway, I'm not going to tell you really what I'm doing. I'm just going to let you enjoy and watch in the background here while I tell you a little bit more about how I feel about having a hobby. I think it's really tempting to get into that hustle mindset and feel like everything that you do, especially in this social media world that we live in, has to be like monetized. And, I posted a photo of something I'll show you at the end of the video, and everyone's like, oh, are you selling her? Like, will you sell your custom creations? And I'm like, it's very tempting and very fun to imagine that I would, but also maybe this is just for me. And I think that if you are also creative, whether that is as a professional or simply as a hobbyist, I really want you to not give in necessarily to every urge to monetize what you do. It's okay to be an artist for fun. Like, being an artist for a job is really different from being an artist because you really enjoy making art. And I really enjoy making art. I've said it in many videos in the past, and when it comes to working in my professional mediums like acrylic gouache paintings and digital illustration, it's pretty easy for me to turn anything that I do into monetized content. Now, you might be saying, but Tuna, you made a video about this and aren't you monetizing this video? And it's like, yes, I am only human and I am still stuck on the grind, but the video making in and of itself is kind of also a hobby because I'm not, YouTube AdSense is a little bit here and a little bit there, but it's still just kind of an auxiliary part of what I'm doing that is me learning a new skill and sharing my life in a new fun way, something I've been doing for oh gee whiz, almost a decade now, sharing my day-to-day life through Instagram stories and now here on YouTube. So I guess really all I'm trying to say is that it's important to find balance and leave time for the things that are just for you, that you enjoy doing for the sake of doing them. And if you are a creative and you feel like you're supposed to, sell your creations, like people are telling you, oh, you're so talented, you should sell it. Like, if you want to 100% pursue that and put your all into finding the right space for you and the right way to do it. But I think more than ever now, with the social media landscape becoming a little bit more challenging to stand out, I guess I will say, like, it's okay to not be hustling 100% of the time. It's okay to not share the behind the scenes process of whatever you're doing just because you need, like, the algorithm says that you need to make video content. Like, you don't have to if you don't want to, if it's not enjoyable for you. Because at the end of the day, if your goal is to make a creative career, if you don't enjoy your creative career, like, why would you even do it? It's so much more difficult to be self-employed as an artist than it is to maybe find a creative job in a studio or something like that. And I guess I'm just like rambling over top of this because I don't want you guys to lose sight of the point of it all. And the point of it all is to make art and to enjoy your life. Like, if I'm gonna spend most of my waking hours doing my job, like, I better like it. And I better make time for stuff that's just for me as well. Kind of like painting these dolls. So yeah, back to the task at hand. I'm using a majority of watercolor pencils to build up color on this doll's face. I didn't really have like a super clear plan going into it, but from a style perspective, I knew that I wanted to implement my cartoony style while also applying a little bit of that more rendered look that a lot of custom Monster High dolls will have, because they obviously have sculpted faces and they have noses and big juicy lips, which are two things I barely put in my illustrations at all. So it was fun to kind of like find the balance between what I would instinctually do and what the doll was kind of telling me to do, so to speak. So it's watercolor pencil and chalk pastels, and that's what I do the majority of the face up in, and then now I'll just go in with a little bit of the acrylic gouache paint, which is fairly watered down, and I go over it in a few layers just to avoid it being like too clumpy looking. But this girl's not meant to be perfect. Nothing I ever do I really strive for perfection. It's just not really like how I make art. But I did want her to look cute AF, and I was able to, I don't know, I think I was able to do that. I guess I'll let you guys ultimately be the judge at the end of the video. There's just a few finishing touches. I wanted to darken the blacks a little bit more, make sure that the eyes popped with the little pink dots in the middle, and then I go ahead and add a few white highlights to her skin too. I think above the lip and on the cheeks. It's just kind of, you know, an extra little oomph, just kind of tunify it a little bit, as I say. I was getting really into all this customizing during a time when I was feeling quite depressed, quite burnt out, and so I feel that this hobby found me at exactly the right time. I got to enjoy it while I had some spare time, and then I got really busy with conventions. As you guys know, we have one more convention vlog left in the pack there, but I'm really looking forward to when I have a little bit more free time throughout the summer. I have some big plans for some full-on doll customs, and you know what? Maybe I'll sell them, maybe I'll keep them just for me. Who's to say? All right, here is the grand reveal of our dear Draculaura. As you can see, the hair is obviously different. I admit that I filmed that content like a super long time ago. At the time, I was waiting for this really nice, soft, I think it's some sort of spun alpaca yarn type material for the hair, and as soon as I got that, I made her this wig in exactly the same technique as I did the other one, and it's just so soft and so much prettier. So that is the one that she's currently wearing, but you can see her lovely face came out super cute, and I've been having an absolute blast playing dress up with my dear Dolly. So yeah, that stuff was filmed like 2 months ago at this point, and I cannot tell you how swept away I have been in Monster High since then. I have basically been trying to collect at least one of every single G3 doll that is available to me. I do intend to customize one of each of them, but I'm starting to really fall for their default like face paint. So I'm starting to also wonder if I want to have like one that is customized and one that is not customized. But for the meantime, I am waiting for the opportunity to go to IKEA to get a glass display case for these girlies, because Mr. Boy, the Nori, the one and only, who is not in his bed right now, really likes to mess with my stuff, and I couldn't bear them getting destroyed by his little paws. Now you can see the custom face-ups that I've done on the other ghouls, but I also may or may not have found the time to do a complete dolly makeover. So this is using the same doll that we did for everything you just saw in the video, but I decided to turn her into my character, which is, I just call her Space Girl. She's like this OC that I did in an illustration for my monthly print 2 months ago. And I just really thought she would make the perfect doll to experiment with doing a full custom. So I made her shoes, I made her outfit, she's got these planets in her hair. I glued the hair directly onto her head for this one, and she was super fun to make. If you are interested in learning about the entire behind the scenes process, I didn't film it because I didn't really feel like I knew what I was doing, but you can check out the photographs and the step-by-step process over on my Patreon. Oh gee whiz, what do you know? Are we rolling right into the Patreon thank yous right now? So that post is available for just $1, but I also post all kinds of other really cool stuff accessible for just $1. We're talking podcast newsletters, some extra videos. As well, there are digital downloads. You have access to my secret Patreon shop and Discord, and probably other stuff that I am not remembering. But also, if you'd like to pledge to a slightly higher tier, you can get mailable rewards in my Lunchbox Club and my Big Lunch Club. Lunchbox Club, new cycle, you guys, I'm so excited. This month we are doing a retro gamer girl theme, which took me away. Honestly, I haven't used pink a lot in my work lately, so it was super fun to design this sticker sheet, tapping into girlhood and you know, the Nintendo consoles that I loved when I was a kid. I'll admit, I'm a Nintendo girly. So you can grab this sticker sheet in the Lunchbox Club for just $10, which includes shipping worldwide. And then over the course of the month, I reveal a bunch of other rewards, about 4 rewards total for the Big Lunch Club, which is $25, including worldwide shipping. So stay tuned. I'll be showing those off in the end of the coming videos. And you can also subscribe as a free member on Patreon to just see the posts as they go live. But of course, I know we can't support every creator we love online, so I do just want to thank you for being here. Please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and I can't stress enough how much your kind comments mean to me. I know that this video is like not at all anything like what I've made in the past, but I love being creative and like continuing to explore new mediums and explore new video concepts. So thank you for being here. And that's all I have for you today. Stay sparkly, don't let the cruel world dull your shine, and I will see you next time.